In Canada, hockey is the sport. When Canadian children dream of being a pro athlete, most don't think of baseball or football. They dream of hockey and playing for glory in the National Hockey League. It's said Canadian children grow up on skates. Wayne Gretzky did. He started skating when he learned to walk. Wayne was born on January 26, 1961, in Brantford, a small city in the province of Ontario, Canada. In Brantford, it snows for almost half the year. There's lots of time to skate outdoors. When Wayne was 2, his dad bought him his first pair of skates. Walter Gretzky strapped them on for little Wayne. Together, they stepped onto the frozen Nith River. Walter helped Wayne slide along the ice. According to Walter, he'd never ever been on skates before. I put him on the ice. He literally skated. Just skated. And that's where it all began, on the river running right past the Gretzky family farm. Walter Gretzky had grown up on the farm outside town. He too grew up playing hockey. He met Wayne's mom, Phyllis, when he was a teenager. Phyllis went to the games he played, and Walter watched Phyllis play softball. Sports were always a part of their lives. The two married in 1960 and moved to a small house in Brantford. Provinces and territories. In land area, Canada is the second biggest country in the world. Russia is the biggest. The United States is the third. But while the United States is divided into 50 states, Canada is made up of 10 provinces and 3 territories. The provinces, including Ontario, Quebec, and British Columbia, are similar to states. Provinces make up 60% of Canada's land and 97% of its population. Few people live in the territories to the north. Why? Like in the largest U.S. state, Alaska, the Arctic weather there is harsh. The Nunavut territory stretches to the North Pole. The city is known as the birthplace of the telephone. It's where Alexander Graham Bell worked on his landmark invention. The first telephone factory was built there, too. Phones were big business, and many people worked for Bell Canada. Walter was a lineman for the company. In 1961, Walter was working above a manhole. A phone cable had caught, and Walter was trying to loosen it. He pulled. Suddenly, a heavy frame flew out of the manhole. It hit Walter on the head, cracking his helmet. The next thing he knew, he was lying face down on the street. Everything was spinning. He had a fractured skull. The accident left Walter deaf in one ear. He had constant headaches. But Walter Gretzky didn't let that stop him. How could he? He and Phyllis had a growing family. After Wayne, Walter and Phyllis had 4 more children: Kim, Keith, Brent, and Glenn. On weekends, they'd all troop out to the family farm to visit their grandparents. Every Sunday after church, Grandma Gretzky made a huge dinner. She was born in Poland, so she served traditional Polish food like pierogi, a kind of dumpling. And every Saturday night, from the time Wayne was little, the family gathered around the TV. They watched a show called Hockey Night in Canada. While the TV was on, Wayne and Grandma had their own face-off. Grandma, the goalie, sat in a chair. Toddler Wayne skated across the floor, shoeless. Using a tiny hockey stick, he'd shoot a rubber ball or rolled-up sock between Grandma's legs. Wayne was hooked on hockey. In town, Walter took Wayne to park rinks. Wayne never wanted to leave. Poor Walter waited for hours in the freezing cold. When Wayne was 4, Walter had an idea. He'd turn their backyard into a skating rink. First, he cut the grass very short. Then he turned on the sprinkler. He let it run all night long. In the morning, the ground was covered in a layer of ice. It was a rink. Now Walter could sit in his warm kitchen and watch Wayne out the window. The family called it Wally Coliseum.